Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It is Karen and Greg with the episode 4 of
Alzheimer's, what they forget to tell you.
We got it first
Yes.
time on FU Friday.
Where's the drinks?
I can get a drink.
Okay, come on, hook it up. Hook it
Okay.
up.
Well, then you got to talk for 1 minute. I'm gonna get a drink.
Oh my god.
What do you want? A beer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you have a Rattler?
I do have red.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have one too.
This day's looking up. So yes, we are on our episode number 4, and we're going to be loading these or uploading it to iTunes sometime today or tomorrow, because apparently you need 3 episodes and we have them now. So
You can't have that time.
what? I'm
There's
trying
no
to
deadline.
pause.
There's no pausing.
Because look, what I'm
We
just
don't
gonna
pause.
keep
Once
rambling on.
if we start to pause, then we have to edit.
Oh,
We don't want to edit. This is unedited.
so
You want the Bud Light one?
yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Bud Light. So we're looking for sponsors.
yes, Bud Light Rattler.
And I
Cool
love
refresh.
your... See, look. There.
I've got
Cheers.
a
Salute. Okay,
cheers.
excellent.
I've got a shock top.
A what?
A shock top citrus Radler.
Excellent.
We can do a taste test if you want, but oh, listen, you can probably even pick up that.
Oh, yeah.
So
That
either
cool-
shock top
it's
or
like lemonade,
Budweiser.
That cool, refreshing drink.
Yes, lemonade. So I had an interesting week,
Okay.
and
So are we actually cheersing?
oh yeah, we have to.
Okay.
Cheers.
We made it.
The week is almost done.
Right.
That's good.
Excellent.
Why do people do that?
Just for added effect because they can't see me. They can't see me.
No, but everyone, like kids, when they take a drink, they.
That's right.
My dad does that now. You know, like how he's like reverting. He does that now. He
that's right.
drinks. Like,
Excellent.
really? Yeah.
He's enjoying it.
He is.
Right.
So my week, my dad had to have a colonoscopy and endoscopy.
Okay.
Is that the word? Endoscop?
Yes.
He had to really front and bottom.
Thank you. For those who don't know,
Yeah.
now you know.
But as part of it, he has to take, you take 16 drinks of this stuff that tastes horrible and cleans out your system to get you ready. So, and he had to fast for a day, and that's not fun. But he got really aggressively angry for the first. Well, I've kind of seen it before. My mom had told me about it, but this is the first time I saw it where he was like really aggressively screaming and swearing. And he got up to hit me, and I laughed at him because my mom was freaked out. But I'm like, "You gonna hit me now?" I'm like, "You crazy old man." I'm like, "If you have all that energy, I'm gonna get you a vacuum. You can like do something, right?" And then he calmed down and he actually apologized. And but is that kind of? Do you ever notice that with your mom getting
Oh,
kind
absolutely.
of fits of rage? I don't know.
Like
It's-
very violent. They're very aggressive.
Yeah.
But again, that's the area of the brain that's atrophied, right? So, as hard as it is, which you have to keep talking to yourself. It's not them. It's the disease. It's not them. It's the disease. It really is.
But he realized, like, he apologized right afterwards. He kind of went into the bathroom, and he was in the middle of, having to clear himself, so he'd have to run to the bathroom every 2 minutes. So he's like, "I'm so mad, I want to beat you, but first I gotta."
1 minute. Please stand by for your
for
beat
2
down.
minute. When I get back, though, I'm gonna be
Me
2
and you.
pounds lighter
Me and you.
and really angry. So you kind of have to laugh at it. And then he was fine.
That's taking passive aggressive a little bit too literal.
Yeah. I'm so mad, but
Not right now.
Yeah.
In a minute. Yeah.
So that was kind of, and then he went through and he did the testing and that, but it was seeing that anger, and then when he was coming at me because he didn't have balance, he looked like Joe Cocker about to fight.
All right.
Because he had this weird arm swinging thing, and it was like You know, it's traumatic, but at the same time, there's like this weird, twisted humor part of me that it's like fighting Joe Cocker. Like he was all unsteady and his arms flaring around, and I just wanted him to start singing, "Love, let me lift you up where love belongs," with that Joe Cocker song.
Okay.
Okay. If you know Joe Cocker, you'll get the reference.
I
You
know
won't
people
be
are like,
looking at me.
I don't even know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
You know Joe Cocker.
Yeah,
He
of
did a lot of
course.
drugs,
I
right? So
know.
he was
Okay.
he was very. Anyways,
Okay, so having said that, if you didn't read my book,
I probably would have reacted differently.
because I heard that today. Actually, that's very fitting because a friend of mine, I met.
Don't cheat and drink coffee.
What are you doing? Baiting me out on like
We're not going to get
the whole.
We're not going to get sponsored by Bud Light if you're drinking coffee.
I'm doing both. I'm multitasking.
Okay, so when she drinks the Bud Light, she'll go. Ah.
Yeah.
And if you drink the coffee, it'd be nothing. See,
Okay.
there we go.
All right. First
Sorry.
of all, I met with a friend today, and she had said the same thing. She had said that the book, as much as, it helped her, she was able to navigate a little bit better, and some of the concerns weren't as hard for her, and she kind of knew what to expect. And I've heard that also too. Another friend of mine said the same thing. It was like a girlfriend's guide to Alzheimer's, like like what to expect when you're expecting,
Right.
sort of like that, which was very good. I'm glad to hear that because at least it could help.
That's something very tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you were expecting aggression, or did you read a part that did I talk about that in my book?
You did. You talked about your mom like going off swearing.
She bit me once.
Really?
I didn't put that in the book, but she did. She did. But again,
and I never met your mom, but
she was not a biter.
And the same, like anyone who knows my dad,
Like,
he's not
who
aggressive.
Says that?
Yeah.
Says that. She wasn't a biter. My mom's not a biter.
She was a great mother. She wasn't a biter.
She wasn't a biter.
Yeah. Yeah, but these are characteristics I've never, like if my dad had had a short temper before.
I think I still have the scar.
Oh really? She bit you that bad, eh?
Yeah, it was really bad. But I knew it wasn't her. Like she was just mad.
But it was so unlike his character, like completely.
They
there's
become
no hints of
a
it.
different person. My mom never swore. We couldn't even say. I was not allowed to say "shut up" to my brother.
Yeah.
Because that was like a swear word to my brother.
Yeah.
If I said "shut," my mom would slap my lips. I couldn't even finish the up part.
You didn't get the up.
It's like yeah. So, of course, when you're hearing F-bombs fly out.
Yeah, my dad was dropping the F-bomb.
It's like, incoming.
Yeah.
Who is this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very strange. And my mom did get very upset.
Did your mom read the book?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she did.
She did read it, but it depressed her.
Of course.
Yeah.
I know, and that's nice. When she told me that was like, I was so, like, what do you say to that?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's reality.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would, but I was glad that I was there. And that's the thing with, if it was just a personal support worker that's subjected to that all day, every day, they have to have the compassion that I have for my father as a son. They have to have it for strangers. And that's got to be tougher. And they've got to do it day in and day out.
Unless you fully, if you can separate, like compartmentalize, right? So I know that this is completely not this person.
Yeah.
And if you can wrap your head around that this is really just the disease that you're dealing with, it makes it much easier. And I didn't even have that, the knowledge I have now.
Right.
So I was that person battling with my mom, thinking you're just doing this on purpose.
Well,
you're just doing this on purpose.
I see that more with my mom and dad because, my mom's been happily cooking for us forever. And now, dad doesn't want to eat, or he says that doesn't taste good, or, he just not as interested in food, and my mom will take it personally because, she's fed this man for 50 years, and all of a sudden now he's not interested. And I don't know if that's a symptom of whatever he's going through,
No,
or
it
just
is.
when you get older. Yeah.
It's the appetite, right? Like that was one of the first things too.
Yeah.
Her appetite, no matter what, she just wouldn't eat. Or they just don't remember to eat, or their brain's not saying that they're hungry.
And it could be the opposite, because I know someone else I know whose mother is going through. She's the complete opposite. She is always hungry and she has been diagnosed and did MRI. She does have Alzheimer's, and it's kind of aggressively manifesting, I guess you can call it. But she's the opposite, where she's always hungry. She doesn't remember being full.
That's right. So it's where it's affecting the brain.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, she probably doesn't remember. She just ate.
Can it also make you always tired?
Yeah.
My dad sleeps a lot more now than he used to. He used to never sleep. Like, he was 4 or 5 hours a night. That was it. Forever. As long as I've known him. And now that it gets dark, he wants to go to bed, and he'll sleep till like 10 o'clock, which is unheard of.
Well, it's also twofold. I think it's depression, right?
Yeah.
Like, as much as we know what's happening, I guess, medically, they're going through it, and it must be scary and confusing.
Yeah.
And I'd rather just sleep through this than to go through another day of this.
And I think what he actually enjoys now is he's dreaming a lot more and remembering his dreams.
Oh, that's good.
And to him, he came down yesterday and he said that he remembered when I was born, when I was a baby or something. He goes, "Oh, you were just I dreamt about you when you were just a little baby," and I don't know how much that is actual recollection that's coming through the dreams, or if he's just, either way, it's like he enjoys dreaming and sleeping more.
Does he look at pictures, like photographs?
No, he loves TV though. He'll sit and watch TV all day. And my other friend, her mother's the same thing, but she wants to watch the medical, anything to do with medicine shows for some reason. She's fascinated with that. So,
well, that's good.
We were talking, I don't know, last one or the other one about. Oh yeah, we're just gonna put a link to a care guide.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with, I guess. That helped me, like, when I was navigating through trying to figure out a schedule for my mom, which, of course, we did talk about that it has to be fluid, can't be affixed, that it's best, especially if you're dealing with a multitude of people, because if you happen to get hours from the LIN, which is the new CCAC.
Okay.
Right. Which provides, let me break it down further, because people are like, what are these acronyms?
Yeah.
CCAC is Community Care Access Center, and they used to facilitate the hours for care, like for personal support workers or nurses.
Is it their own? So do the personal support workers work for them?
No, it's like different agencies.
Yeah.
Are like
lots of layers, so isn't
like,
it
yeah, like
confusing?
so the different agencies have to bid for the contract to get these hours from the government. Like, these are government ministry given provided hours. So they do a bid, and it depends who gets the bid. So they're distributed all over. It could be Bayshore, it could be SRT. It depends where you live.
Yeah.
Who gets these hours. And so you're dealing with, it's a lot of, like you said, navigation through who. So you'll deal with, so this is the first layer. You'll probably have a case manager, which will come in and do an in-home assessment of your parent. And the difficulty or challenge around that is when the person comes into your home to do the assessment, they want the person suffering from, or the person who has Alzheimer's or dementia,
Yeah.
whoever you're caring for,
Patient.
present.
Yeah.
Which also, as we know with dementia and Alzheimer's, they don't necessarily know that they have the disease, or they technically do not want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're in denial about it. So when you're talking about a person, like, can they go to the washroom? It's very demeaning.
Yes.
And the person's right there. So, like, when they did this with my mom, I was like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
why are you saying, first of all, we can't even say the A word. Like, you can't say Alzheimer's because she would say who, right? So now you're just, like, calling her out, like, right in front of her. And she's crying. Like, so you're upsetting her.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she's saying, yes, I can. So you're making it
Right.
hard for me. So, like, oh, does she need assistance showering? And I'm like, yes. She's saying no.
Yeah.
Who are you going to believe?
Yeah.
I don't know who's on first. Who said that? Like,
But would they think that you're saying
right.
as much things to
Right.
get more hours?
Exactly.
Okay.
But she really did need help. Like, she was like, or better yet, I need help. Because she's going to say yes for everything. Does she need help? Does she need help? The only thing my mom could do at that beginning stage was feed herself, but not cook for herself. Like, obviously, and, like, you know, give her food and she would eat it if she was hungry. That's yet, you know, I would have to buy a weight gainer because she was losing, like, a lot of weight too quickly.
Yeah.
She didn't want to eat. She just lost her appetite. But that was a side effect of the drugs, the medication she was on. So it's like this constant Tetris.
So what do you think they could have done better? Do a 2-tiered process where
you
there's
don't
like
ask the person.
Yeah.
You don't.
But could they have a conversation that doesn't quite ask, but there's got to be ways to find out.
If you have as far as I'm concerned, if you want my opinion, if the person has a power of attorney and for care as well, you don't talk to the other person because it already shows that this person is not capable of making medical or any decision, financial or medical, on their own. And they've designated somebody. So if that person, let's say, is me, you should be talking to me because...
Well, what about at the early stages? Like
that was the early stages.
Yeah.
She's saying no to everything. She doesn't need help. She's good.
Yeah.
So why is she here? She just came to visit?
Right.
Like this case manager just randomly came to visit because, you know, you don't need help.
Yeah.
She's doing a survey of people who don't need help.
But they're protecting themselves from fraud. I'm trying to think of why they would insist on including the patient because, you know, it makes
it's because they don't. This is the issue. This is the and I don't know if it's like this now. So keep in mind this is 2001, perhaps maybe 2002. I'm referring to
right
because I didn't even know about this right away. So it could have been 2002. Could even have been 2003.
Yeah.
I did not have this extra help for a long time because I told you I found out by fluke. Actually, Auntie Marjorie told me about this.
Okay.
That's the fluke. So, okay. So this is not understanding. This is a layered thing. It's not understanding the disease. If you understood the disease, it's like asking somebody with amnesia, are you going to have a full conversation with, see what I mean?
Yeah.
But you see, you just automatically laughed.
It is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. So then Alzheimer's and dementia is a brain disorder. It's a neurological disorder. So why are you asking that person these questions and expecting they're fully aware?
Can they observe to see certain things like mobility issues in that where they're just observing?
No, but it doesn't even matter because the care is very specific. They'll only help do this,
So what is the criteria to be able to get?
You have to need assistance
with
basic, so eating, toileting, showering, things like that, very basic things. They're not going to sit with you and do recreational stimulate. You know, they're not doing that.
But how long can it take to get to that point from diagnosis? Is it rapid or
depends on everybody's different. So I was just talking. My friend, her mom was this is the irony of it. My mom, of course, 2000. And she remembers my mom, like when we would take my mom to church, she remembers all of this, seeing us and whatever. So then, of course, when her mom was diagnosed, I can't even remember. I met her mom, right? So I can't even remember how long after. Let's just say 10 years after, right?
Yeah.
Her mom was diagnosed with vascular, I think, dementia. Her mom, 4 years, her mom has already passed away.
Yeah.
So, right, she's looking at me, right?
So there's no,
and like, and it was a very quick decline. Like it wasn't like how my mom does this plateau thing. Like she goes through one other stage and then it plateaus for a year or two. Like my mom's in a palliative care for this actually. I don't know. Maybe to the date. Maybe today. The irony might be is that it's 2 years that she's been in palliative care.
You can win a prize.
I don't know. Like, is there a palliative care prize? Like I want to call Guinness.
Yeah.
And I want to be in the World Book of Records for the longest.
Holding on.
Me and Coco.
Yeah.
The dog.
Yeah.
Right. I have the Fountain of Youth. We've figured it out.
I'm gonna come hang out at your house if I'm ever sick.
Is the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
Except you
don't get better.
You don't. You stay. You plateau. It's a plateau. It's like a flat line. You're gonna stay, but you're gonna live.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a light side.
His son has had a broken leg for 8 years. Poor guy.
He really lives. He just plays soccer and doesn't care.
It won't heal.
He's a trooper. Yeah.
All right. Well, look at that. We're down 22 minutes already.
Okay. So now gotta take a
sip.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Episode number 4. Okay.
So now we're gonna have a contest.
Yeah.
Yes. If well, I think really we want people to like the podcast.
We'd like you to ask some questions that you really want to know, but it would be good if we're gonna have to figure out how we can get my book to a larger audience.
Yeah.
Maybe even the ebook, or I think Greg and I are gonna work on an ebook.
Okay. We've talked about that?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Right now, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
See, it's in the moment. This just in.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then by next week we'll have a contest, or maybe when we put the podcast up, we'll start the contest.
Well, because we need people. What do you want to hear? What do you want to know? People inbox me and ask me questions, or I get a lot of feedback that way. But particularly, what do you want us to speak about now?
Yeah.
Or during this process.
Oh, and a shout out to Danny Dodds, who is you haven't met her, but she shares.
Yeah, she told
condolences.
me.
Her father passed.
Yeah.
So I grew up with Danny in the church, but I know that she does listen. So we are thinking about you, and all the best for the family, and our condolences to you.
Yes, sorry to hear about that.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Can't end it on a sad note. So
No.
we'll have another sip.
Yeah, we're gonna have another sip.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We will see you next week. Send in questions.
Why are you doing it now, copycat?
Well, yeah, I am
Okay,
copying.
all right.
All right. Take care. Have a good week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.